I'm going to call to order the meeting of the Arlington Redevelopment Board.
Members of the Arlington Redevelopment Board this fall will resume months of discussion on an installation proposal. At a June 2nd meeting, Verizon Wireless, represented by attorney Dan Klasnick, requested permission to locate a wireless telecommunications facility on the roof of the Greater Boston Motorsports building. While board members found no fault in Verizon's application, many were concerned about Greater Boston Motorsports' history of ordinance violations going back to 1985.
The general bylaw concern is with regard to on-street parking. Greater Boston Motorsports must be doing very well because they have a great deal of merchandise vehicles displayed on a routine basis on Mass Ave parking spaces, and when they are ticketed they pay the fine and they put the vehicles back out.
My understanding is that when this has been brought to the attention of the zoning enforcement officer, the employees at the site have been hostile.
On July 21st, board members decided, in spite of a letter from Greater Boston Motorsports stating intentions to file for a new telecommunications special permit, that until the permit application is completed and unauthorized parking has ceased on Mass Ave, they could not allow Verizon to build on the site. Klasnick argued that, since the town has other means of bringing the property into compliance, Verizon's application should not be reviewed in conjunction with Greater Boston Motorsports violations. The board, however, said they could not separate Verizon's application from the building use as a whole.
But there has been no real action by the property owner in respect to this. I mean, you've done everything right in respect to the part that you've brought. Unfortunately, as we talked about before, even your use of the facility, it's the straw that broke the camel's back at this point.
Greater Boston Motorsports could not be reached for comment. However, Verizon Wireless explained by email that the planned telecommunications facility is meant to address added demand for wireless broadband in town, writing, "Customers today are increasingly taking advantage of mobile applications, or apps, on their mobile devices, and this type of data-intensive behavior requires us to reinvest in our infrastructure so that we can continue to provide a great wireless experience." Verizon added that it has contacted the property owner to provide notice of the town's concerns. To inform the property owner, they have also contacted the town's departments to request special documentation related to the code violations. Many neighbors to the Greater Boston Motorsports property also appeared at the meeting to discuss their concerns.
We definitely feel the effects of it, mainly on parking on our street from the employees.
Parking is a huge problem on Higgins Street. They come with the trailers, and sometimes you can't get down the street because it's a safety issue.
And the school kids too. The school's right there, and there's constantly motorcycles in and out.
The Redevelopment Board plans to make their decision on the case on September 8th, by which time Greater Boston Motorsports is expected to have completed its application. Verizon's attorney, in the meantime, is concerned that the Greater Boston Motorsports building is the sole site in the area that fits facility requirements.
This really is the only location that we have been able to identify that will service the town of Arlington. I mean, I think to the extent that the town has an obligation to its citizens, it also has an obligation to provide them with the services that they want, and everybody wants this service. So I would hope that what Verizon Wireless has tried to do here is work with the town, work with the board to address issues that are completely extraneous to its application.
For Arlington Public News, this is Abigail Feldman.